We're starting out the show today with Governor Pritzker of Illinois. It says, welcome to Democrat-run Illinois, where an illegal alien skips court, sits on an active warrant for years, roams the streets of Chicago with tuberculosis and a gun, and an innocent American is murdered. Isn't that insane? Wouldn't you say that's an accurate pick? That blood on the hands of all these liberal Democrats, the whole Biden administration, Obama let them in too. All of them have blood on their hands for not vetting these people and letting them come into the country. Door wide open, baby. Well, look at this. Welcome to Illinois. Please do not disturb the criminals. Bully here on X tweets, imagine raising a beautiful baby girl who hugs you and loves you, and then she goes off to college and gets shot in the head for no reason by some effing retard illegal. All the Democrat politicians who are sponsored, who are supposed to represent your family, either ignored it entirely or go on social media to talk about how wonderful immigration is like. Imagine the betrayal and the heartbreak. I can't imagine. I can't imagine that these senseless acts, these people who've been killed either by 18-wheelers, these illegals with CDL licenses, other drunk drivers in cars killing American citizens who shouldn't have been driving, shouldn't have been here in the first place, shouldn't have been given a license. And then you have illegals in here that in these sanctuary cities get caught for doing things in the country illegally, and then they just get set free, hoping they'll come back for their court dates. And then an innocent American gets killed. We have some more breaking news on Sheridan Gorman. New details on suspect Jose Medina in the murder of an 18-year-old La Jolla student, Sheridan Gorman. Jose Medina entered the U.S. in 2023 under the Biden administration with his mother, who is also here illegally. According to highly incredible sources, I gotta get my stuff here, guys. I apologize. Hold up. So his mother's here illegally too. According to highly credible sources, both have had removal orders in place since President Trump took office, but were still allowed to remain in the country. Sources say, sometimes we hate that, right? They've been living in an apartment off Sheridan Street, the irony, in Chicago, with support from organizations called Refugee One. I don't doubt that, which helps cover living expenses for migrants. Very likely funded by taxpayer dollars while they pay absolutely nothing. Wow, why couldn't they be doing this for the vets and homeless people or single mothers who really need help and legitimately want to better their life and their children's lives? Maylene Cano, who resettled from Iran in 1984, has been with Refugee One since 1985 and now serves as its executive director. Medina reportedly also suffered head and leg injuries in Colombia, possibly related to a robbery gone bad. Though details remain speculative. So you're maybe insinuating that because he had a head injury, which is possible, that all of a sudden now you're a criminal and aggravated, but it's looking like most of these illegals are just really third world low IQ barbarians. Regarding the firearm, Illinois requires a FOID card to legally purchase a gun. Well, now, isn't that special? So you're telling me it's against the law to carry a gun, and illegal got a weapon? No, say it isn't so. Wow. Sources indicate Medina did not obtain one legally. It was most likely bought illegally on the street from an unknown seller. Wow. Thanks for that tidbit. An 18-year-old girl is dead. This was preventable. This is what happens when laws are ignored and people who should not be here are allowed to stay. Governor Pritzker and Mayor Johnson are a disgrace. I think they should be hung, drawn, and quartered in the public square for treasonous. They have blood on their hands. Had they cooperated with ICE and the Trump administration, Medina likely would have been deported before this innocent young woman lost her life. And there she is. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Shocking. Wow. Wow, this is Kevin Sorbo's son. I think he looks just like him. Kevin Sorbo tweets, disgusting, vile. You don't hate the media enough. Imagine blaming an 18-year-old girl for being shot in the head while walking with her friends near her college. So we all heard the elderman yesterday who claimed that, she was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and maybe she startled him, and he was just scared, and so he shot her. Wow.
Well, here's something the media is not going to tell you. This is Sheridan Gorman. She was an 18-year-old student, a freshman at Loyola University in Chicago. And March 19th, at about 1:30 in the morning, she was walking through Rogers Park less than a mile from her campus with her friends on a late-night stroll. A man dressed in all black with a black mask and carrying a firearm went up to the group and displayed his firearm in what looks to be an attempt to rob them. Sheridan turned and ran, at which point the masked man shot her, taking her life. Now, the Chicago Tribune calls him the 25-year-old Rogers Park man. But who is he? This may come as a shock to many of you. He's actually someone who broke into the country and doesn't have a legal status here. Everybody meet Jose Medina, a 25-year-old Venezuelan national. In May of 2023, he was apprehended at the border and under Biden's catch and release program, still allowed to enter the country illegally. In June of 2023, Jose made his way up to Chicago and was arrested for shoplifting. However, since Chicago is a sanctuary city, nothing could be done. And this is how the media is covering it. Wrong place, wrong time. They're actually blaming the victim instead of the perpetrator. The only person who was in the wrong place at the wrong time was the man who wasn't supposed to be here to begin with. But this poor girl won't receive national headlines. She won't have marches in her honor. This story will be buried because it doesn't fit the narrative.
No, but Pritzker and Johnson and the rest of them will go lay flowers at pretty good shooting. Lay flowers at the feet of them. Wow. It's just insane. I want you to hear it in the own words of this elder person. It was her fault. She may have startled the illegal immigrant who happened to have a gun. I mean, do these leftists, they're just crazy. Who thinks of these things to twist things around so bad? I mean, my God, are we in the end times? Are we in the book of Revelation right now where good is evil and evil is good and everything is turned upside down? Like you could just literally say gobbledygoo and people are all of a sudden delusional and their hearts are hardened and they just can't see it? My God. She was in the wrong place at the wrong time, walking with her friends. And the guy come up to rob him and shot and killed her. An illegal.
From what I've been told so far, right, from what police know, from speaking to the students who were with her,
Sorry.
it seems she might have, that as they were just out, people go out to the beach all the time, right? And they go out on the pier, they walk around. So the kids were out doing normal things people do in the neighborhood. And it sounds like this might have been a wrong place, wrong time, running into a person who had a gun. They might have startled this person at the end of the pier unintentionally. But that's all we know. So it from what I've been told, what police investigation has turned up so far, what they've been able to share with me and with Loyola University, we don't believe there is cause for broader community concern. From what I've been told so far,
we don't feel that there's broad for community concern. She didn't once admit that he's an illegal. She's been informed on all of this. She's an elderman. She's been informed on all of this. She knows exactly who this guy is, that he's got a rap sheet. And they've looked at all of that. This is absolutely disgusting. Thieving homeless migrant with a contagious tuberculosis who murders an innocent college student. This is who we are a sanctuary city for? Is this who our police are forbidden from handing over to ICE? This story deserves to end the careers of every politician who bends over backwards for open borders and sanctuary cities, most especially J.D. Pritzker. But you know what they have been spending? They've been spending, and I've already looked up the stats, and it's not true. They're saying, oh, well, whites and Americans commit more crimes than illegals. Well, that's not true, by the way, but just for a moment, we'll give them that. Okay, well, maybe, but guess what? So you're going to let millions of illegals in, give them driver's license, give them CDL license, and they're just murdering people, killing people, raping people, kidnapping people, pedos. So let's just add more chaos to the American people, and we have to pay for it? Don't forget the Somalis and most of Muslims are all on some kind of federal government assistance, SNAP, Medicaid, all of it. The illegal migrant accused of executing a Chicago college student in cold blood last week failed to show up for detention hearing Monday because he is being hospitalized for a rare contagious infection. Jose Medea. What a stupid name. Somebody needs to smack his mother. A 25-year-old Venezuelan national was not at the hearing because he requires treatment for tuberculosis, the Chicago Tribune-Time reports. Wow. Medina couldn't make his court appearance because he has tuberculosis. Good God. What? Now it's just tragedy upon tragedy, right? Hey, was he walking around spreading it to people? They used to quarantine people with TB. Longer? Any Tombstone fans out there? Actually, I was supposed to start the show with this goofy stuff, but that's fine. Just getting the message out about her and her tragic death and how the left is just completely unhinged. They know exactly what they're doing. They don't care. They want this. There's no other reason. There's no other rhyme. There's nothing else to make it make sense. Like you see a lot of people post, please make it make sense. Well, how it's going to make sense is that the left needs a voting base. And their voting base isn't you. It isn't the regular American folk. It's the third world low IQ that they could bring in, whether they're vetted or not. No, it doesn't matter who they are. They just bring them in, give them everything so they'll come, and they register them to vote. They probably were doing it immediately. You see how fast Tampon Tim last year signed that bill to give them all driver's license, and then apparently in Minnesota you go get a driver's license. Boom, you're automatically signed up, registered to vote. Yep, there you go, my guy. Tim Burchett says UFO scientists found dead after testifying to Congress about UFO files. Burchett, something dark is going on. I know these scientists and researchers, they have testified. We've got to get to the bottom of it. It's just too much. Too much is going on right now. And by the way, I'm not suicidal. Booyah. Y'all know who he is, right? Y'all know who, and here he is. He's did a interview. This is a post by Benny Johnson, by the way. So I don't think I need to put on some tinfoil hat. No, this is legit. This is a legit story, which that's why I put it in the stack of stuff, because I was like, what? Here is the list of mysterious disappearances or deaths. Now, there was another guy found dead, and I will get to his name if I can catch his name. He was killed around the same time, I believe Charlie Kirk was. I think the dates are on here. Okay, here's a list. Retired Air Force Major Gene William Neal McCallis, missing since February 27, 2026. That's not that long ago, guys. Aerospace materials scientist Monica Rizal vanished June 22nd, 2025, while hiking in Angeles National Forest. MIT fusion physicist Nino Lareiro, I guess that's how you say his name, shot and killed December 25th at his home. And I think that wasn't the one, because that was after Kirk. Caltech astrophysicist Carl Gilmore fatally shot February 16th, 2026 at his home. Norvest scientist Jason Thomas, did I say that right? Novartis, sorry, Thomas, body found in March 2026 after disappearing in December of 2025. And wow, this is crazy. I don't know if I don't know which one of these would have been. There was a scientist killed shortly after or right before Kirk. No, it wasn't Charlie Kirk. It was that girl that was killed on that bus by that black guy. That what is she? A Ukrainian? The Ukrainian lady was killed by that crazy black guy. And then they found this other guy dead. It was insane. They were like, what is happening? But there you go, guys. I wasn't making this up, man. He's on the Benny show, talking to Benny about these people showing up dead. Like, what's going on? And Trump came out and said he was going to release all the UFO files a while back. Y'all remember that? I don't remember if I did it in a show or not, but I remember reading about it. Let's go to the comment section, guys. This guy writes, Spencer Levy, 5 top scientists, military leaders dead or missing in the last few months after testifying to Congress. Carlson, Resina, Lareiro, Gilmore, Thomas. What did they see? The gatekeepers are desperate to keep the lid on UFO technology. Burchett is right. Something's very dark is going on in the shadows of the Pentagon. Well, if they testified, what information did they get from the testimony? I don't know, man. Let's see, dark journalists, the scientists, engineers, and generals who are missing did not testify about the UFO files before Congress. That's false, and Burchett is grandstanding for headlines about a subject he knows nothing about, further covering up the real UFO. So this is what that guy said. So I don't know, guy. Let's see, we're in the comments section. Whenever people step forward to expose what the government is hiding, incredibly strange things seem to happen. Let's see. High-profile scientists and whistleblowers suddenly winding up dead or missing after testifying to Congress doesn't feel like a coincidence anymore. It feels like the intelligence community operates completely outside of congressional oversight, with zero accountability to the taxpayers funding them. What exactly is the establishment so terrified of the public finding out? I don't know, but how about when Barack Obama's chef wound up dead? And they were like, why is a black guy out surfing in the water? I mean, it was a big thing. I mean, the deaths surrounding the Clintons over decades. Guys, there's been all kinds of conspiracy theories around these people and other people dropping dead. Remember that guy that came out and said Obama did some nasty stuff with him in a limo and Obama came into town? I forgot what the guy's name was. But he did a whole press conference, said they were doing drugs together and all that. This was when Obama was still a senator. And then apparently it was a black guy. Apparently, maybe he did the wild funky thing with Obama, but that guy ended up dead. He was like a singer in a choir at a church. Now, I didn't go look up all that, but this is stuff I'd seen years ago. I didn't never verified it if it was true or not, but all of this stuff was coming out like under the radar, the stuff the media wasn't talking about. It was pretty much before basically when Biden got elected. I said Biden. Biden, yeah, because Obama ran him. They did a blackout of the media, of all these platforms where you couldn't say certain words, you couldn't talk about stuff, and to this day there's some things we still can't we still can't do. It's crazy. So prior to that, there was some people talking about like Obama's birth certificate and things like that, and this mysterious past he has. And I think I think Obama was the least vetted president probably in history. Like the mainstream media just ignored it. Thank God we've got X. Yep, this has been going on for years. And I mean years. After Cape Edward Repet published a follow-up to the book that started it all, coining the term UFO, debunking himself and the data accumulated from the Air Force, he was found dead at 34. What is happening? The last time a bunch of scientists went missing was right before COVID. They shut all the doctors up, destroyed their careers. The deep state cover-up is real and deadly. Time for full disclosure now. Trump was right to push those files. What are they hiding? Trump's kind of pop them out. So I don't know, guys. Look, I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ came and died to save us from our sins because we're all a bunch of wretches. And so... in saying that, I think I mean, I'm not even going to have a tinfoil hat on. This is just my view on it. I think it's just be demonic influence tricking us. And I think we've been conditioned for a lot of years with the way things look or how we suspect things are going to be and things like this to manipulate us over time. It's not too far-fetched to say that, because look how they've manipulated our children and ourselves since, I grew up in the 70s. I mean, my generation too has been manipulated. A lot of the women have been manipulated over decades of not being married and barefooted, and that it's okay to kill your baby. You don't need a man. We've all been manipulated. I mean, mentally manipulated in every way, shape, or form. And now they've done crap to our food. It's just insane. It's just insanity on top of insanity, right? Let's see. It reads like a sci-fi, who'd have done it? Cue the Twilight Zone music in the background. Of course, everyone knows the truth gets Clintoned. Crazy Grok, is this true? The F, yes, this needs to be investigated. This is not a coincidence anymore. This has been going on for 100 years. People are just now starting to understand. Well, I think just people disappearing in general over a lot of things. But this is kind of odd, right? I mean, these people are young. It's not like they're old, and they died of natural causes or a heart attack or things like that. These people, and all of this is very recent. So I don't know, guys. I didn't go ask Grok to give me a statistics on how many astrophysicists dies in this shorter period of time. Is this coincidental, or is there some conspiracy? Well, Grok is probably not going to tell me either one of those, but by looking at it, it's like, what? I don't know. Hey, I'll throw this in there now. I'll put my tinfoil hat on. Muslims, they don't want technology. Nope. They want us back in the Stone Age so people can be stupid. And then maybe so women can't read the Quran and really know what it says, and other people can't read the Quran and really know what it says, and then go, oh my God. So this is the problem. And then, people can read. We got internet. They don't want that. Nope, they don't want that. I just thought this was funny. Tiffany Savage. She's a patriot on X. She says, if you were stripped naked and ran around in a circle at the speed of 186,282 miles a second, which is the speed of light. Now, I didn't go fact check if she got that number accurate, but whatever. The speed of light, right? You're gonna go naked. You're gonna run around at the speed of light naked. It would theoretically be possible you could just screw yourself. But however, I know, I just thought this was funny when I read it. It was in my feed. However, since you are not physically capable of achieving that speed at your age. You can also accomplish the same result by voting Democrat in the midterms. She gets a heart. Wasn't that funny? You could literally get the same results by voting for Democrats in the midterms. Yep, we screwed ourselves. There you go. I read this, but then immediately go to the comment section. Scooby Gang. Scooby Gang. Says, FBI agents have to retire at 57, air traffic controllers at 56, and pilots at 65. But somehow demented 70 and 80-year-olds running the country is totally fine. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. So there's going to be a variety of comments here. Firefighters and police officers usually between 55 and 60. And why do we have 92-year-old senator who might want to run for another term in 28? What is happening? This is true. It says, so grateful I'm not a brainwashed anti-American liberal piece of excrement. And then here we have a picture of Biden. Let's see what this says. Remember, no matter how much you cry like a little biatch, Trump will still be your president. Let's see. And who's voting for those Jurassic Fs? Oldest House members, 119th Congress, Eleanor Holmes Norton, born July 1937, age 87. Wow. She says plus in 2025, 2026. Damn, she's that old. Harold Hall Rogers, Representative Kentucky, born 1937, age 87. Maxine Waters, born 1938, age 86. Wow. She looks it too, man. And when she talks, it's like, God, it's almost like elderly abuse. Stormy Hall Higher, whatever, born 1939, at age 85. Dang. And these are all Democratic states. Except for Rogers. Wow. Wow. Demented being the key word. The party of cheats and liars right there. Oh, man. Yet you voted for a vegetable in Biden. Shut the F up, unhinged lady. I thought that was funny. They definitely aren't going to fire themselves. We have to do it for them. Look at these. Look at all of them. I mean, Mitch McConnell, my God. It's elderly abuse, especially with him. I mean, he's walking like a zombie. They got to roll him in a wheelchair, and it's like, he doesn't even know where he's at. Like, what's going on? Why isn't anybody stepped in? Like, something's wrong here. Like, who's signing crap? It's almost like Biden being in office and Obama running the show. And then you had all these auto pan. We need to put a stop to it. I totally agree. I mean, at one point, it's just not funny. It is just seriously not funny. Let's say you're the morons that voted for Biden. We voted for Trump, who can run circles around idiots like you while he's sleeping. Trump don't sleep. What are you talking about? Here's a start. Over 120 members of Congress, over 70. Time for the clown show to end. Here we go. We got 2025, 2020. Chuck Grassley is 91. Hal Rogers, 87. Eleanor Norton, 87. Good God. Maxine Waters, 86. Stern Harley, 85. Nancy Pelosi, 84. Well, she's done. Nancy Pelosi's, she's pretty much done. Jim James Clyburn, 84. Other notable members over 80. Previously recent 118th session. Bernie Sanders is 82. Yeah. Wow. Danny K. Davis, 82 years old. John Carter, 81. Frederica S. Wilson, 80 years old. Anna E. S. Who is 80 years old. Look, To me, I don't. It doesn't matter to me really how old they are. I mean, I have met people or had family members who obviously they've passed away that were in their age and still sharp as a whip. It's. I think it's the problem with the Democrats, or if they're showing signs of like Mitch McConnell. Let's be real, and I'm not going to make fun of the man. By all means, I'm not, because it's not funny. It's pathetic and it's sad. So you got Mitch McConnell here, and I'm sure y'all have seen footage of him. It's like, my God, it's elderly abuse. What? He doesn't even know where he is half the time. I mean, this is the thing. That you could have somebody who's same age as him, but have completely different mental stability. Right? We're all different. We're all different. He's been in office for 41 years, by the way. Chuck U. Schumer's been in for 45 years. And they're all multi-millionaires. How did that happen? Making, what, couple hundred thousand a year being in Congress. How the hell did they become multi-millionaires, own property all over the place? It's insane. Chris Smith's been in for 45. Dick Durbin, 43. Good God. He's in Illinois. Look at that state. Look at New York. Look at Maryland, Representative 40. Y'all wonder why your states look like this. Ohio. Here she is, Marcy Capator, 43 years. Chuck Grassley. Actually, I really like Chuck Grassley. I don't have a problem. Now he's a little slow while he's talking. So whenever I hear him talking, like he was doing the Arctic frost investigation, which how come we ain't heard more about that? Like Biden's DOJ had this operation called Arctic Frost that was spying on seating senators. It's like, my God, it was like a spy novel. But he was over it. But I had it on speed, and it was very palatable to watch him that way. Just keeping it real. Just keeping it real. Look, 49 years, Ed Markey. Good God, he's the longest one. He's the longest one. And he's in Massachusetts. Is that what MA is? Massachusetts? Could I be wrong? Do I need to go look at my... I got a list of states, because sometimes I get mixed up on which one... Yeah, I'm retarded. Which ones are what? I printed it out, man. Yeah, I can. You don't use it, you lose it, guys. Y'all know what's up. Let's see. You morons voted for Biden. We voted for Trump. Okay, we read that. We got that. I hate Trump. Me too. Oh God, that was terrible. All right, that's enough of that. We're just going down the list, guys, in the stack of stuff. CNN. Wow. Breaking! CNN just confirmed that their own reporting is absolutely horse manooty after they spent nearly the entire day yesterday accusing Trump of lying about the talks with Iran. Yeah, they did. So then they had to come back on. We're now learning from a senior Iranian source that there has been an outreach between the U.S. and Iran. The problem is who are they getting their information from, and who's in charge? Who is? I got to thinking even when they were talking about the story with Trump, who is Trump talking to? I mean, because they keep killing everybody. So who's going to take command of the ship and go, don't shoot? Don't throw a bomb on me. I'm not going to be the Ayatollah. I just want to have some peace talks. What is happening? I don't know. Just making a joke. But wow, look at Wolf Blitzer. My God, I remember him when I was young. He's been on there forever. CNN.
There's important breaking news coming into the Situation Room. We're now learning from a senior Iranian source that there has been an outreach between the U.S. and Iran. The source tells CNN that this was initiated by Washington. With us now, CNN military analyst, retired U.S. Air Force Colonel Cedric Leighton, and CNN Global Affairs. There's important.
We had to tell you we was wrong. Now look. Now, the only reason why I clicked on this and read it, but then I kind of scrolled down, and guys, the comment section is always better than the actual video we just watched. Here we go. It says, the media is the enemy of the people. Now, this one I loved. Let me fix this. He started believing things I knew weren't true. At first, I thought he was Alzheimer's, and then I realized he was watching CNN. Made me think of my parents like 25 years ago when I called them up. I said, Mom, y'all got to stop watching CNN. Here's another alternative. And I gave them Fox News. The guys, I was like 25 years ago or whatever. It's right around when Fox News first came out. But the thing is that now Fox News, I just think they all suck pretty much. But I guess if you're going to have to watch any of them, you could, some things on Fox News, or you can go to News Nation or One News Nation. I think that's what it's called, which is on YouTube, and I think they're on X too. And News Nation, Newsmax, not News Nation. Newsmax is on YouTube and on X as well. But I thought that was funny. I thought it was hilarious. Then I realized he was watching CNN. That's too funny. Look, Speaker horse manure and CNN. Look at this disapproval for the Democrats. It's dismal. So that's why I tell y'all, when y'all are hearing Megyn Kelly or Tucker Carlson, crackhead Candace, all of them, Nick Fuentes, don't believe them when they're saying Megan's dying. Don't let them deter you. Because this is what America wants. And I never bought into any of the propaganda. When I would hear things like that, I'd be like, there's no way, man. There's no way people want woke. There's no way people want drag queens reading books to their children. There's no way they want drag queens or gay people teaching their children in classrooms. There's just no way. And I was right. It was just being pushed down our throats on purpose. And telling us it's for our own good. Diversity is for our own good. Death to America. And then you have all the symbols. Let's see. The MSN is nothing but a propaganda tool that the left uses to undermine, destabilize, and destroy America. They're the domestic enemies mentioned in our politicians' oath of office. The foreign enemies are the tens of millions of unvetted foreign nationals Democrats allowed to enter the country. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, we're allowing them to take office. Case in point, Ilhan Omar. Man dummy. Yep. What is... Oh, man. The biggest ass piss this side of the universe. He's talking about CNN. But, look, he says, just let me put a little bit of in this little BS right here. Just a little bit right here. It'll look nice on this painting. Just a little bit of crap beside the CNN. I thought that was funny. This is CNN. Yes, it is. And they wonder why. I saw this and thought it was hilarious. Public trust. CNN 24. Gas station sushi. You 2% more would buy gas station sushi. Like, what the hell? Guys, that's just great. That's just, oh my gosh. And I thought this was funny too. And so I thought CNN was dead. Pope still focused and sharp behind closed doors. Oh my God. They kept saying Biden's sharpest tool in the shed, man. He's on his game. He's on his A game. The media was covering CNN, PMSNBC. All of them were covering for Biden. And like she says, the Pope's still sharp. He's dead. That's terrible. Oh, but so funny. The left just won't stop trying to add stuff and say what the SAVE Act's going to do. It says Tammy Duckworth. She's a senator. Oh my God. Under the SAVE Act, you cannot use your driver's license to register to vote. Republicans want you to buy a passport instead if you can afford one. Mike Lee up here. Who is Mike Lee? Let's see. Mike Lee. Restore federalism and separation of powers by passing the Reins Act now. I'm liking Mike Lee. And Mike Lee tweets on X, "This is a lie. Read the damn bill." The text beginning on page 12, line 22 makes abundantly clear that what you're saying isn't true. Why can't Senate Democrats argue against this bill without lying? Because they know that their base are retarded and stupid. I'm sorry, but it's true. I'm sorry, it's true. Have y'all seen them going on the beach and asking people stuff at these spring break at the beach and stuff? Not with the white people and some with black people. They don't know what's going on. They don't know diddly squat. They don't know nothing. So they'll catch a headline and that's it. Like in their feed. I think that's why they're mad. They're going after Apple because Apple News is like 99.9 or 98, whatever, give or take 10 points percentage to left-wing news. So somebody just flips on their phone if they're just going to the news and then they're seeing all these retarded headlines that aren't true. And then some people just don't even read the article. They'll just read the headline. But if you go and read the headline, it'll say something like sources say this weekend, blah, blah, blah. But you done did the damage in the headline and they know this. And they know this. It's great propaganda. It truly, truly is. Oh, you got my guy, Brandon Gill here. Really loving him. And he is... He is Winston, U.S. Congressman from Texas. 26th Congressional District in Texas is Brandon Gill, and he is doing the Lord's work. He's doing the work for Americans. He posts on X. He says Democrats will force as much pain on Americans as it takes to protect the millions of foreigner invaders that they resettled in our country. Literally. Ensuring that illegal aliens can vote in our elections and be counted in the next census is more important to them than representing you. Because they know that, like I just went on a rant about who in America wants woke? Who wants some crazy guy dressed up as a woman reading stuff to your 5-year-old? Or going in a daycare center? Or letting drag queens dance in front of small children? And why, I know it's rhetorical, the hell do they keep wanting to come after your kids? What? But anyway, this is what they want to do. They know exactly what they want to do. They want to replace us. They don't care because they know that normal Christian Americans will reject all of their woke propaganda, all of the stuff that they want to do. They want a communist, socialist type of society. Obama told us he was going to transform America, and he sure did. He busted in a whole bunch of illegals. Yeah, he got rid of some. He brought in others. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget the cages he had. I mean, my God. The problem is that they know, look, guys, I'm going to say it. Pray that the Save America Act passes, and I can guarantee you I'll probably never see another Democrat elected again. Because they won't be able to cheat. Y'all know who Chris Murphy is? This is In Wokeness is on posted this on X, and In Wokeness has a really good feeds on X, by the way. Senator Chris Murphy, Democrat. The people we care about most, the undocumented. He then admits that their strategy for over 30 years has been to make them citizens.
The negotiation didn't have a path to citizenship. It was entirely on their terms in order to get Ukraine funding, right?
Well, I mean, Chris, that's been a failed play for 20 years. So right. You are right that has been the Democratic strategy for 30 years, maybe. And it has failed to deliver for the people we care about most, the undocumented Americans that are in this country.
The negotiation didn't have a path to citizenship.
Did you catch that last part?
Americans that are in this country.
The
For the people we care about most, the undocumented Americans that are in this country.
The people we care about the most, the undocumented in this country. I wonder if he's just going to get scolded for saying that out loud. Like, no, you're not supposed to say that. Chuck Schumer's going to get you, boy. He going to get you. Yep. This person tweets, the Democrats are finally starting to tell the truth. The people that we care about most, the undocumented Americans that are in this country, is because they know they can't win unless they cheat, and they need more votes. Guys, this is a sketch of Rush Limbaugh. And this person wrote, Rush said all along this was part of their strategy. I used to hear Trump say that they just import him in for votes. I remember Rush saying that. I sure do. I guess this is not a conspiracy theory here. The Great Replacement isn't a theory. It is true. This did get lost in a little bit of stack of stuff, but it was supposed to be with the aliens section of the show today. But Carlson Cohn says, I simply cannot be interested in aliens from outer space when we have aliens from inner space marrying 9-year-olds and invading the U.S. while promising they'll eradicate Christians. She's got a point. That's legit. That's a legit point. I think, we're getting invaded by illegal low IQ invaders, aliens, illegal aliens, and they all practice Islam. They're all Muslims. Damn. We got some breaking news about Delta Airlines CEO Ed Bastian is receiving nationwide applause after stripping members of Congress of their special priority privileges in response to the Democrat-led shutdown, calling it an inexhaustible use of TSA agents as political chips. Inexcusable. I'm sorry. Is calling it an inexcusable use of TSA agents as political chips. Yeah, it's crazy, right? This is crazy. I think we talked about this yesterday. Let's see. Delta Airlines announced this week that it is suspending its standalone service for members of Congress until the TSA is fully funded due to the impact on resources from the long-lasting government shutdown. Delta will temporarily suspend special services to members of Congress flying Delta. Though estimated red next to safety, Delta's number one priority is taking care of our people and customers, which has become increasingly difficult in the current environment. Wow. A spokesman for Delta told the AJC that House and Senate members will now be treated like all other passengers according to their sky something status. In other words, just like you and me. It's just really small. I'm reading it from that. I was like, I can't even see it. It's blurry. This should be all the time. And plus, Trump did say he's probably gonna keep the ICE there indefinitely at the airports. Good. There's a bunch of videos out today of all the lines have been cleared. The lines have been cleared. Well, Gina Mullen, you need to tell us how you really feel. So, Gina Mullen is responding to Ilhar Omar's tweet 22 hours ago. ICE agents should be fired and not deployed to airports. Ilhar Omar posted this on X yesterday. So Gina responds, it's like ICE agents need to deport your effing ass back to Somalia where you belong. All right, I thought it was good. Yes, I did. I mean, just in, we did have a terrorizing site from Democrats. Parents are absolutely loving the fact that ICE patriots are standing in TSA lines, giving their children bottles of water. All the while, they have to wait for hours in the line. That's amazing. They're helping get in the line, moving along, and helping people more comfortable. Isn't that amazing? I do have to slip this in today's show. Legislation to ban Islamic Sharia law from taking root in Florida is being sent to Governor Ron DeSantis' desk for signature. You know he's going to sign it. This is huge. Florida will never allow itself to be dictated by Islam representative doctrines. Islam is not compatible with the West, period. That's amazing. That is amazing. Good for Florida. This needs to happen all over the country. We got some other images of ICE has completely cleared out the Florida airport where they were stationed. The TSA lines are almost non-existent. And this was 20 hours ago. So this young gal was reporting and showing some footage of that amazing footage of the lines going down. That's awesome. Here, CNN, ICE deploys, what does this say? Hold up. So it's basically ICE deploys somewhere, TSA lines plummet, traffic vanishes, our ERs are cleared out. What? Construction sites are ghost towns, class sizes shrink, and we're still supposed to believe that there are only 11 million illegal aliens in the country. Matt Van Swell posted this on X, but here's CNN showing how the lines are moving good. Things are starting to go good, but the TS people still haven't gotten paid yet. So, all right, a couple more things, and we're done with the stack of stuff today. You weren't supposed to notice this. A fire the size of Rhode Island is burning in the U.S. right now. I did not know about this until I saw this post by Hustler Bitch. I don't know if y'all know. He's got a YouTube channel. That's him. Sometimes he has like conspiratorial stuff, and sometimes he has some good stuff that's just not conspiratorial. It's true, but you know, y'all could check him out. Hustler Bitch, that's his name. Nearly 1 million acres in Nebraska are gone. Not a small wildfire, not a regional story. One of the biggest burns in modern U.S. history, and somehow it's barely leading anything. I didn't see it on any of the leading news things or any of the congressmen or nothing. I saw it from Hustler Bitch. He covered a lot of the Hawaiian fires and stuff. Oh, yeah. Scalping out all the scams and stuff that were going on and all that stuff. While every camera is locked into overseas conflict, this is happening quickly at home. Not just overseas conflict, but we're still talking now. We've got distracted by the TSAs, the airports, and all of that stuff. 775,000 plus acres of grazing land already destroyed. This might hurt. Our meat is already through the roof. Tens of thousands of cattle impacted. One of America's top meat producing regions taking a direct hit. I'm wondering if this was done on purpose. I don't know. Maybe put my tinfoil hat on. Yep. I said it. Some left-wing turd wants to hurt the beef because there's some stupid left-wing tree hugger. Tens of thousands of cattle impacted. One of America's top beef producing regions taking a direct hit. Recovery timelines now pushed back months, if not longer. This isn't just random land. Nebraska sits on top of the Ogola Aquifer. Agolia Aquifer, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. The largest underground water source in the U.S., supplying roughly 30% of all irrigation used in American agriculture. So now look at the bigger picture. Grazing land wiped out, critical water sources under earth, fertilizer prices already elevated, shipping disruptions increasing, global tensions rising, food, water supply chains all getting squeezed at the same time, and yet this isn't dominating your feed. The strangest part is the scale doesn't match the silence. If a fire this big isn't anywhere, what else isn't it? And there's this guy is talking about the fire. Let's hear what he has to say.
So a near million-acre fire has been burning through Nebraska, if you didn't know. Literally the size of fucking Rhode Island. And I've been noticing zero media coverage on it. Every camera, every reporter, every headline is pointed at the Middle East. Fire is approaching 1 million acres, one of the largest in U.S. history. And I just want you to think about this when considering this fire being in Nebraska, okay? Before we get to that, I just want you to think about this. Massive wildfires in Nebraska are threatening to slow efforts to rebuild the U.S. cattle herd, as key grazing land in one of the nation's top beef-producing states has been destroyed. Fires fueled by high winds have burned roughly 775,000 acres of pasture, removing a critical feed source for tens of thousands of cattle, according to state officials. Loss of grassland is expected to delay herd expansion plans, even as producers have been encouraged by historically strong cattle prices. You see where I'm going here? Now think about this. Nebraska just so happens to sit on top of the Ogallala Aquifer, which just so happens to be the largest underground water source in America. Ogallala supplies 30% of all irrigation water used in U.S. agriculture. Think about this. While oil prices go up, fertilizer costs skyrocket. If shipping is interrupted, then grain exports also stall. This is happening during the biggest geopolitical crisis in 50 years. And you really think it's a coincidence?
That's crazy and scary. All right, we got to wrap this up. Here we got Tucker Carlson. Tucker tick-tocking bomb Carson says Western cities aren't thriving, but places in the Middle East like Saudi Arabia are. This is what America first sounds like.
Travel so much that I see it. There's not a single Western city that's thriving, and they're all degrading in exactly the same way.
Right.
And they're like a lot of things. Self-hatred. Crazy. Every European city, every American city, it's just like people lose their will to live, their will to pass on culture, their religion to their children, their will to have children. It's all gone.
Right.
And they're like sitting at dinner in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and you'll say, I'm really kind of pro-Jesus. Like, I'm a Christian. That's so great.
Right.
And they're like, it's amazing. Well, obviously, but I'm like Christian, flat out Christian. My ancestors are from Europe. It doesn't bother me to be hated. What really bothers me is when people hate themselves. If you notice, like in ISIS or Al-Qaeda or like the Muslim extremists, they're all from like collapsed, pathetic societies dominated by colonial powers. They've been degraded. It's a country governed by Sharia law.
Right.
And they're like,
anyway, I'm done bitching. Here we go.
He said most of the good cities, the prosperous cities, are run by Sharia law, and the ones that were collapsing are from colonialized ones. Yeah, Tucker is retarded. Now, that was making fun of him, but those were his actual words that he did say in another podcast.
And I'm the most toxic girl in the world. I know that for sure.
I'm Sampan Tattoo, and we're here with Toxi.
I'm having fun here. The convention is beautiful.
What is the biggest change you made?
My nose removal.
Of course. Is it painful?
Yes, it was, but I love it. A lot of people think that I want to look like an animal or like the devil or like an alien, but that's not what I want. Archive something with my body, what I have in mind and what I have envisioned. I'm gonna go with the flow and I'm gonna see where I'm ending up.
Quickly, body modification, what is it and the difference with tattoos?
Look at me. Something completely different. Of course, it starts with like removals, or example, like fingers, of nose, of little parts of the ears, implants all over my face and in my neck, doing my eyes, tongue split. You have so many ways of modification your body. Going to the gym or going to the hairdresser is also a way of modification. But what I really like on other people is scarification, because in the end, and tattoo you can cover up or laser it, and a scar always be there with scar tissue.
Do people often stare at you, and how do you feel about it?
People always stare, but in the end, I don't give a fuck anymore, because if I really give about it, this is not a really best idea to do it. Like, I am who I am. Take it or leave it.
Have you ever had any problem with the authorities at borders to take plane or?
All the time when I'm traveling, there's always trouble. And I don't know why, because especially at the airports, they think that I'm like drug trafficking. And the only thing I'm thinking is like, it will be so stupid if I'm like, hey, I'm here, I'm having drugs on me, But that's the mind of the people. When I removed my nose, it was really necessary to take a new passport, because, of course, I didn't look like it anymore.
Have you ever Sorry.
And the fun fact is, I still got all my body parts in little jars.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Toxi.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for the interview.
And thank
What do you think of her eyes? Do you think when she's looking that it's just constantly like she has sunglasses on constantly? Well, let me know what you think about everything we talked about that today, but this was just crazy. That is just insane that she's done that. She's had her nose removed. She has all these implants. It's just insane. Let me know what you think about that. And thank you for joining me, and have a great day.